1 p.m. And members present are Kevin Myers, James Me, and myself, Chair. Any public participation? May I ask, Vicki, is this for about the minutes? Can we do that? I want to get her out for the...
And that's fine, I just wanted to make
Right.
sure that I was doing it in the proper order.
That's fine. We got to get Joyce out of here, so I thought we could do that right after that. If there's no other public participation other than what Vicki has, we're going to go to appropriations.
Okay, the appropriations that we need, as I referred the other night, we need to appropriate from unappropriated general funds the amount of $1,151. This goes in Program 1, Security of Persons and Property. In 7110, Police Department, $131 goes to Materials and Supplies, which was a donation, actually a fundraiser through the Bratwurst Festival for the Police Explorers. And $1,020 is from donations to the K-9 program. So that $1,020 will go into capital outlay for K-9.
Okay.
Then in the airport grant, 7620 airport, we're appropriating $515,000 to capital outlay. And this is additional money that's being provided by the FAA for items they wanted added to the taxiway project. So the Stetzer Road project, I removed. I did mention it the other night, but I discovered it was not in our system, but we actually, with a bunch of other appropriations, it got passed by ordinance 27-2021 on August the 16th. And I just missed that when I was adding the appropriations into the system. So that's taken care of, and we don't need to handle that.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. If there's no questions, I need a motion.
Motion. Second.
As an emergency?
Of course.
Yes.
Ca-
Of course.
I can't assume. Okay. If there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion pass.
Then for the city's bank depository agreement, this is required by Ohio Revised Code every 5 years. Ours is expiring soon. I talked to our legal counsel in Cleveland this afternoon. They are preparing the initial legislation to allow us to go out and for the bidding process with local banks. And I will have that draft legislation next week for all of you to look at. And then if we could have a special meeting prior to the next meeting just to approve it so that we can pass that legislation. And then the council clerk will need to get letters out. There'll be instructions and everything on this in the packet that comes next week.
Okay.
So
You're saying a special finance meeting?
a special finance prior to the
council
next
meeting.
regular council meeting, yes.
That's, Jim, you have any questions? Is that okay?
Yes, I know.
Okay. We'll have it 10 till?
Yeah, that's fine. It shouldn't take long.
Okay.
You need a
The,
motion to request draft legislation, correct?
yes, yes,
As an emergency.
as an emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. If there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. All right, Joyce.
Okay, thank you.
Prior to our next council
Yep.
special conference.
5:50. All right. Public participation, back to Vicki.
Why is
Would you
this-
like that turned a little bit?
Well, I mean, face the wall. You're in timeout. Oh. No comment. Vicki DeShawn, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. I do want to participate on several agenda items, that being approval of minutes and the changes to the minutes procedures. I just wanted to make sure, do you want me to wait until you discuss each one of those and then I have the opportunity to come up and give my thoughts, which I'm thinking is the better way to do
We
it?
can do
but-
the minutes now, and then we'll discuss the change to the minute procedures.
Okay, so you want me to stay up here for the minutes?
That's the first thing on the list.
Okay, so I'm sure you all received my email that I sent today, October the 7th at 11:24 a.m., sent to Rebecca, CC'd you folks all in with my comments on the various committee meeting minutes that were in the packet for presentation at tonight's meetings. I did that with the thought that the minutes were going to be revised and a new set sent out, but I did get an email notification from Documents on Demand, so I assume you did not, or you wanted them to decide whether they were going to approve my amendments, or I'm just not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, we have your copy of the corrections with
Okay.
what she had written that you changed.
But are you looking at new minutes that have my changes within those new minutes, or are you still looking at the,
We're looking at the minutes, and then over here is with your minutes.
Because I
She
typed
can
it.
answer that.
So what I did was I took Vicky's email.
Microphone, please. Thank you.
The August 13th minutes that are in your packets do not have the changes that she had made, but it is saved on my computer file. So if you do approve that with those changes, that's already done and will be uploaded. As far as July 22nd, I provided you all with the copies that I had prepared, as well as Vicky's corrections, for you to decide which corrections you want to these minutes. Or if you want them all or none, it's up to you guys. There are some that are, for example, on the top of my copy where it says members in attendance, Bruce Truca, James Me, Bruce Truca, and Mark McKeever, that has to be changed. One of the Bruce Trucas needs to be changed to Kevin Myers. But there are some that I had a question on as far as changing one of these sentences here. For example, Vicky DeShawn noted the minutes she was given by Kurt, and in parentheses, council president, were the corrected minutes, and in parentheses, council was spelled correctly. Truca noted that the version he had in the packet for tonight was not the corrected minutes. That's Vicky's version. And my version said, DeShawn noted the minutes she was given by Kurt were the corrected minutes. Truca noted the version he has in the packet for tonight were not the corrected minutes. So it's, to me, that is the same sentence, same meaning. So it's up to you guys as to whether or not you want it changed to worded the way Vicky has it or not.
now, did you state that my statement of Truca noted that the version he had in the packet for tonight was not the corrected minutes is different than what you have in your minutes?
Your version says Truca noted that the version he had in the packet for tonight was not the corrected minutes. My version says,
Truca noted,
Truca noted the version he has in the packet for tonight were not the corrected minutes. So basically, you changed the word from my has, you changed it to had, and from my were, you changed it to was.
So you're looking at a grammar issue.
The grammar issue with both versions still get the point across.
Yes. I mean, technically, the only mistake in that sentence is I probably should have put are instead of were to make it grammatically correct.
Good call.
My grandmother's watching down over me right now. I think we need to change has to had and were to are because my grandmother would smack me if we didn't. I think otherwise, like you said, they're both explaining the events of the meeting. They just are worded differently.
very little difference in the wording on that word. It's tense, tense.
So we're changing that to Vicky's version, correct?
That's up to you.
You only make a motion over a word?
Well, let's finish the whole thing.
Yeah, we'll make it one.
Make it one, we're not gonna go sentence by sentence. Let's go through, and if you want one or the other, you make the motion which one you want.
As I said, there are some in here that do make a difference. So Kevin Myers versus Bruce Truca, obviously that makes a difference.
Yes.
Those are the things I wanted you to guys to kind of look at and say, you know, yes, make the changes to the ones that change the meaning of the entire sentence, or no. I mean, that's up to you guys.
And like under J, you had July 24th, Special Finance Committee minutes. It's supposed to be June 24th. That's a big difference.
Yes, and I marked that on these papers as well.
And since I don't have those papers, I'm not privy to what you did or didn't do, so it's a little hard for me to address.
It states it here.
Pardon?
She has it highlighted here with yours highlighted the same place.
For the ease of understanding, if we could, I would like to run down through using Vicky's version for discussion, because she's got that in front of her, and then
That's fine.
we can correlate that to Rebecca's version here.
That's fine.
So on number 4, A, we're looking at changing has to had and were to are. 4B, Vicky, could you just kind of briefly summate what you think the differences are? And I know you don't have the other one I'm looking at, but.
I can give Vicky this copy here.
Okay. Vicky, on the one that you did, the things that are highlighted in yellow.
You know, let's see. I appreciate you asking me. I guess I'm in a quandary here. I've been, do I want to say lambasted, for lack of a better word, by certain individuals coming to these meetings and pointing out errors. It was questioned, rather than my coming up and pointing out mistakes, whether it be typo or misinformation, why don't you email it to the council clerk? So then she has an opportunity to make changes, and it's done behind the scenes, if you will. I've done both. I'm still getting slapped around, if you will. A Facebook post was done by your council clerk stating that I am, what was it? Public shaming by pointing out errors. Coming up here and pointing them out, that I am doing it for monetary gain, which I have yet to figure that out. Monetary gain would be my not coming up here and pointing out the errors, and then my turning around and suing the city.
My comment was off of city time while I was at home, and I am not discussing it during a meeting during taxpayer money.
But it was done on a Facebook post of a council meeting. So, you know, so now you're asking me, okay, what's the problem? Well, am I gonna go home tonight and have another, you know, comment that I'm public shaming a certain individual because I'm pointing out the errors? I tried to do this, not having to stand up here. Basically, I'm damned if I do or I'm damned if I don't.
I feel the same. I have I completely understand and agree that corrections need to be made that are important corrections, as far as names if they're incorrect, or something that changes the meaning of the sentence or the paragraph. Those things absolutely do need to be caught. They do need to be corrected.
I'll make it real easy for you. Totally ignore my email. You approve the minutes that she prepared, but just remember, I don't accept them. Not that you need my permission, but I do not accept them because there are errors. But I pulled out my email. This is ridiculous. You people should be concerned on having accurate minutes. And yes, you may think as or were, those aren't necessary, but one of these days, that as or were is going to be something different that's going to make a big difference, and it's going to come back to haunt you. That's all I have to say on it.
Okay, committee.
I'm going to ask you to table this topic.
Okay.
I would like to review these together, which I didn't have the time today to do.
Okay. We will table the minutes. Okay. Amending Resolution 204, 2021. We don't have that.
That service director,
Yes.
that's his.
There you go. That's right. Jeff?
Yes, this is, you do have the resolution in front of you, 204-2021, or no? I think it should be in your packet, maybe. Okay. The FAA, as you know, when we went out to bid for the taxiway, there was 3 alternate bids. And so when we did this resolution, we did it for $1,600,000, and then the city had to contribute not to exceed $80,000. Well, the FAA is funding 100% of it, so they wanted the 3 alternates added in for the grand total to be $1,842,105.50. not to exceed that, and then the rest of that sentence with the city's contribution not to exceed 80,000 can come out, because they're funding it all. So then you go down to section 1, the same thing down there under item number 2, it says not to exceed, which that needs changed to $1,842,105.50. And it says with the city's contribution not to exceed 80,000. We don't need that in there either. But they're covering 100% of it. So we just need to make the change in this. So we have it right for Joyce when she has to pay it and then they reimburse us, so.
So we're gonna pay the 80,000, then they're gonna reimburse us later.
No, we don't have to pay our share. They're funding 100% of the total project. It just has to come in and go out through our system. But it's totally funded by the FAA.
All right.
Lisa?
When it comes to legislation like this, it's going to need corrected. Who's doing that for us now?
Yeah,
Well, they're at a meeting tonight voting on the new law director.
Okay, so, well, I guess what I'm asking is, will their office still be handling these type of procedures even if the person's new and is his people still going to be the ones?
Yeah, it's never
Okay,
changed.
so- Okay,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
No.
it's never changed when Matt left to go to the courthouse and then Rob came. They just took over right where they started, or they left, so.
so.
At least that's the way it worked with Rob and.
Lacking in any legislation, I guess, being
Yeah.
drawn up.
I think the legal assistant probably does the majority of that work anyway, and the
Lawyer.
lawyer then
Signs off.
says, yes, that's good.
Okay,
Is that kind of the way it works?
yeah, I hear, yeah, it is.
That's not what the mayor thinks needs to be done.
So we kept our assistant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's what I was saying.
Well,
You still
it's my
keep
understanding the
saying-
assistant
As far as
works
I
for-
know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
I don't know,
They name a law
but-
director, that law director
Yeah.
can either choose to keep her or get rid of her, bring somebody else in.
Yeah, so.
Does this need done emergently, or can this?
Well,
be
they
done as-
started on the taxiway and all the alternates.
I know the work's done, but as far as paying the bill, is it?
No, we haven't gotten any bills come through our system
Is it
yet.
being requested emergently, or can it be done as regular legislation is what I'm asking?
Probably.
I probably had to do it as an emergency,
Okay.
because you want that amount changed, that we're gonna be able to go through.
I move to request legislation that amends Resolution 204-2021 to change the dollar amount to $1,842,105.50 and removes the line with the city's contribution not to exceed $80,000 since it is 100% funded as an emergency.
Second.
All right, have a first, second. If there's no other discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed. Okay. Vicki, you can come up. We're going to discuss the changes to the minute procedure. We want to discuss, just to get it started, no decisions to be made tonight. Yes.
My opinion is to not discuss this because we don't know who our next law director is. I would not want to start making any suggestions for changes right now and then next meeting do the exact same thing again. I would rather hold off on this for 2 more weeks, get a person in place and let them guide us through this because this isn't our lane to be in. This is where we need the lawyer to tell us what we should and shouldn't be doing. It's my opinion.
That's why I'm bringing it up. Your thoughts, Jim?
Doesn't sound right to do things twice, so,
I'm sorry.
so we shouldn't be doing things twice, so just wait till we get a new law director.
Yeah, I just wanted us to discuss, get any ideas out, and we hand it over to him. If you had any ideas or suggestions. We're not going to make any changes tonight. Wanted to get it on the table to get this taken care of so
Let's
that
see what he
we have
says.
it corrected,
He
that
or
when the
she.
minutes are done, there isn't going to be all these corrections that need to be made because of typographical errors or so forth.
Gotcha.
I'd like to sit on it for 2 weeks.
That's fine. Okay. Any open projects? If not, I make a motion, I ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, and we'll adjourn finance at 6:26. Okay, and I'll start plating at 6:26. Members present. No, I can't call it to order.
Okay, I'll just sit back down.
I can't call it to order, but we do not have a quorum. There's only 2 out of 4, so we will have to proceed.
All right, I will call health and safety to order at 6:27. Members present, Mark McKeever, Bruce Truca, James Me, and myself, Chair. Is there any?
Truca's not here.
Yeah, I was just reading. Members present, Mark McKeever, James Me, and Kevin Myers, Chair. Bruce Truca is absent with cause. Public participation. Anyone from the public wish to speak on anything on health and safety this evening? Hearing none. Are there any open projects that the committee wishes to entertain this evening?
Not at this moment.
All right. Next topic is the approval of May 22nd, 2021 minutes.
April 22nd.
April 22nd.
Yeah. Having a moment. I was looking for them while I was reading at the same time. Okay. So they're here in the packet. Either of you wish to?
Getting there.
It's back 30%.
Could we not print on the back? Because this is getting confusing.
I don't mind printing on the back. I just like having this stuff separate. I don't have it.
April 22nd, is that what
Yeah.
we're looking at?
Yeah, that's the one right there.
To the best of my recollection, I don't see any problems with this.
I've looked at them, I'm content with them.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Motion to approve by Mr. McKeever. Do I have a second? By Mr. Me. Any discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion passes. Those minutes are finally approved. Any other business to come before this committee this evening, gentlemen? Nope. Then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. McKeever, second by Mr. Me. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. We are adjourned at 6:30 PM. And service. I guess I'll take that in the absence of Mr. Truca. We'll call service to order at 6:30 PM.
I guess so.
Members present, Kevin Myers, acting chair, Lisa Alsept and Sierra Sherrick. Bruce Truca is absent with cause. Is there any public participation to come before the service committee this evening? Hearing none. You have minutes in the packet for July 22nd. I will entertain a motion to approve said minutes once you've located them. What's that?
They're not in order by date.
No, they're in order by committee.
Microphone, don't get the microphone, please.
So they're right after the health and safety minutes, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth page from the back.
You're entertaining a motion, I'm giving you a motion.
I have a motion by Ms. Alsup and a second by Ms. Sherrick to approve. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. That motion carries. Any other open projects that the committee wishes to entertain this evening?
Not at this time.
Aaron? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Motion by
Aye.
Ms. Sherrick,
6:32.
second by Ms. Alsup. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned at 6:32.
Okay, now, we do not have a quorum to have public lands and buildings this evening. We're missing 2 members. So that will not take place this evening. Sadly. Did we have anything that needed to be talked about? Does anybody know?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so either, but I just figured I'd ask before we just pass it and not put something on the books.
Before I
Oh,
Well, we
get
can't put
going
anything
on
on the
to
books.
economic development.
We can discuss,
That's what I'm saying, we can discuss stuff, we just
but
can't
we
do
can't
anything.
make any motions or.
No, but if something needs to be stated out loud and be discussed so everybody's aware it's coming up. And there's a man in the back with his hand, no, what's up?
Yeah, you can't call a meeting without a quorum.
Well, he had a question though.
Well,
But we can't call a quorum without a meeting.
Try that
Or can't
again.
call a meeting without a quorum.
okay, so, 2 weeks ago, we had talked about vacating of an alley.
Oh, yeah, that's why everybody's here.
These fine folks came tonight, because
Yeah.
I didn't have all the information other than to send out letters, and we did that. But they brought me more information tonight I didn't know, because by the map we have, it doesn't show part of it's been vacated already. So I think they were here tonight to ask some questions, which unfortunately I don't, it got handed to me as Rob was leaving. So we just sent out the letter to see if they were okay to vacate it, and part of it's already been vacated. And did I get that correct there, Mr. and Mrs. Dixon, is that right? And Ray's here, and I think Ms. Nelson, is that correct? And that part of that's already been vacated. So I'm at a, I'm gonna have to get with McKeever, and we're probably gonna have to check at the courthouse, because Mr. and Mrs. Dix already had half the alley vacated for them, and they had it surveyed, but it doesn't show up. So we're gonna have to do some other research to see,
Why?
half of it's been vacated already, but Ray didn't get the other half, and Ms. Nelson didn't get a corner of it at the end of her property. Did I say that correct?
I'm not sure that I would, based on the survey that I also had done before it. So I'm not sure how that will work out for me, but I know these other folks are definitely going to be affected.
Okay, so what we're looking at then is, we didn't have enough information to begin with for any of it. So are you and the mayor gonna go ahead and get a hold of all of them and try to
Well, that's
figure
what-
out a plan prior to the next meeting, hopefully?
Well,
And-
my thought process was if I could, we see who the new law directors, and I hate to throw them right in the fire, but I'm going to, because I thought it'd be nice just to have them here for a meeting separate, to sit down and go over what they have recorded at the courthouse, because something's wrong somewhere.
Right, that's what I was saying, I mean, that sounds like something that you guys need to kind of do
Yeah,
before bringing it to us anyway.
yeah, Ray, Mr. Phillip, had this done in 2020, and it doesn't show that it's been vacated, half of it already, to Mr. and Mrs. Dix, so,
Ours shows it has.
yeah.
Right,
And there was a dead-end sign at the end of Inez there where our property butts up. So we were told when we bought the land, even before the city put that sign there, dead end, that the alley had been closed.
yeah, closed versus vacated, I know has been a question of the past, where they closed them, but they hadn't vacated them,
And
so.
with the survey, it shows that it had been closed.
Well, then I guess with the fact that we don't have enough information tonight, and you guys do have to get together, it's good that we don't have a public lands building, yeah, no speaking either.
And she was told the same thing, that it was closed.
I actually was told it was vacated.
Well, I was told, we were told it was closed. Because Mrs. Groves owned it. Those 2 lots.
3.
3
I
lots.
say, how long ago was that?
Let's see, I think it was like 2012 when we had it surveyed, and McKeever did the survey.
Okay, so that, you're gonna need to look back at like 2012.
Yeah, well, I'll get with McKeever's.
Right.
And.
But I mean, that at least gives you an idea where to start.
Right. So,
Thank
I felt
you.
bad when I walked in tonight.
He probably remembers it.
Knowing him, he can tell you the
Yeah.
date and who all was in the room. And
He's pretty sure.
So I'll get a couple phone numbers
Right.
before you guys all leave.
Yeah, we don't have a
Okay?
meeting.
And then we'll see what we can do with the new law director and see if we can get this done.
Okay, well, we can't discuss anything else.
Right, well, but that's what I was saying, I'm kind of glad that nobody came for no reason. I mean, they got the information to find out that they needed to have more information before they came to us, so it's kind of good that we're not on the record. So, all
You are
right,
on
so
record.
hopefully you all,
Just on Facebook. right?
yeah, Facebook's different. I mean, this way everybody in the area knows what's going on too. I mean, there may be other people who weren't able to come tonight from the same area that wanted to hear about it, so. And since they did come up here, they
Well, this is just the property owners it would affect. That once it gets vacated, who would get what, so.
Awesome, hopefully we go get that figured out for you guys. All right, in the meantime, since
I'm
we...
in favor of it being vacated, so you
Right.
can, so it can be done.
Well, we were told that it was, okay, fine. And then when we had it surveyed, it shows that it is vacated. What our half of the street would have been is vacated.
Well,
So how
well,
can half of a street be open? Nobody can go down it.
Well,
Riding a bicycle.
let's put it this way, we will try to make sure it is completely vacated for
You
you.
can do circles, I don't know.
Because everybody here that their land's touching that, they have an exit. She has an exit on Ethel. We have an exit on, well, it's clear up there, the other alley. We can go up, but our main exit is on either Reed or Whetstone.
Okay.
And we've taken care of that place. Mowed it for I don't know how many years, even when Mrs. Grove's kids weren't doing it. And they appreciate it. We've kept it up nice. We don't want to say there's a street there. You guys don't want to put pavement down there.
No, no, we're not, trust me, we don't want to do that.
We're not in the business of wanting to add more pavement.
Okay.
All right, so in the meantime, since we don't have public lands, we do have economic development as a possibility. Are you calling this one order?
No, go ahead.
No, you're the second chair.
You're
You have to.
the chair.
Am I?
Yep.
I am looking for the packet then.
Last 3 pages. Maybe 4, 3 or 4 pages.
We got public lands. Seriously.
It's the library stuff. So
Is
the
there
last 2
no-
pages, well. and the-
Very last 2 pages, last 3 pages.
There's no itinerary for it?
Yeah, there's an
It's on
itinerary,
the
it's
front.
letter F.
Which would be
Where is that?
7th page in front.
It'd be behind E,
Never did find it.
sorry.
We got this.
Okay, I'm calling economic development to order October 7th at, I don't know,
6:40.
6:40.
6:40. Members present, Sierra and Sherrick, Lisa Alsop, Chair, myself, Kevin Myers, Doug Fotis, not here. Is there any public participation? I didn't think so. Okay, there is a letter in your packet from the Library Board of Trustees. Do I need to read it?
Probably should.
Okay, dear City Council members, the Bucyrus Public Library Board of Trustees has received the resignation of trustee Donna Moore effective October 1st, 2021. Bucyrus Public Library Board of Trustees would like the Bucyrus City Council to appoint Nancy McMurray to replace Ms. Moore. Thank you, Stephanie Buchanan, Director. Any discussion?
No, I'll take an opportunity, if you don't mind, to point out for the people that are watching online, the reason that we're even talking about the library is the Ohio Revised Code, section 3375.12 says that it's our job to appoint.
them.
So customarily, they have brought to us their recommendations, and we typically just act upon them, which is why we're discussing this tonight.
Kind of have a question. Is Nancy McMurray Dennis's wife?
Yes.
Okay, they have the twin girls?
Yep.
Yep.
They're very nice people.
Aaron, can I-
Yeah.
Just saying, I know.
Yeah, and she had submitted a letter to the library showing her interest in the position. I would like to make a motion to request emergency legislation that allows them to get her placed on the board without, go ahead.
I was told that legislation is not required if you all approve it.
We just approve and
We
it goes
just
to a
approve
full
it.
council vote. I'd like to send
Yes.
this to full council for approval vote.
And I will second that.
And then I'll
First
send
and a
letters
second.
if it's voted
Gotcha.
on.
Put that in the minutes. I had first and second.
First and second.
Okay, is there any
All in
open
favor?
projects? Is there any open projects?
No.
Not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Oh, so moved.
Second.
All right.
And
Economic
we're all in
Development
favor of Nancy.
adjourned at 6:42, 6:43, 6:42.
All right.
Thank you.
Which is up.
6:42. Got you.